So let's get into the T and the I, because this is where a lot of the wake-up call comes in, Gumbo Nation. And this is the taxes and insurances. And a lot of you, Gumbo Nation, especially who've purchased over the last couple years, hey, you're calling me going, my gosh, my payment went up. We just had last year was a tax assess year. So we've had folks' tax go up. Insurances are always, either going up, maybe down, but for the most part, sometimes we'll see increases on that. But the taxes and insurances part, when you're looking at the PITI, this is going to be, what are your taxes in that county? Some places have city tax as well. Or your parish. Sorry, do a lot of loan. By the way, if folks don't understand, Louisiana is the only state where we call it parishes. Everywhere else is counties. That's the Napoleonic stuff, French, all that stuff. Do history lessons later. So, but you've got your taxes that are set in there, right? Based on your value. Based on the value of that property, what is it assessed at? But then we get into the insurances. And what that is that's, hey, your homeowners. Now, in homeowners, it sounds good, homeowners, right? Well, you've got wind and hail and fire. So it used to be all one. Now they've separated it. So that goes into that. Other things that fall into insurances are, depending on your loan program, do you have a monthly insurance? Also known as a PMI. On a government loan, it's called MIP, mortgage insurance premium. So that factors in. Now, when you start going into buying, and this is where, again, we go back up to what we talk about, what factors into your mortgage payment, do you have association dues? But the other thing on insurance as well is, how can we forget about flood? If you're in a flood zone, everywhere in the country, I don't care if you live in North Dakota on the mountains, it's still a flood zone. What's determined is, do the lenders require? So if you're in an X or C or something like that, then we don't require it. So we recommend it because it's going to be cheaper, but it's not required to be in your payment. Well, if you go by and you're in a flood zone, that's got to be part of your payment. So that falls under the insurances. So you've got your taxes based on your parish taxes, your assessed value. Then your insurances are going to be your wind, your hail, fire, any mortgage insurances, and flood. Now, when we're qualifying you, if you go look at a condo or a townhouse and you have association dues, while it's not going to be part of your mortgage payment that you pay to the lender, it is going to be part of qualifying. So again, if you call me and I go, hey, you're pre-approved for $175,000, but you go look at a condo that's got a $300 association dues, that may make it where you do not qualify. So there's a lot that goes in where we're talking about what is in a mortgage payment.